Well, welcome to the fourth floor of Pemberton Hall. Probably the area of campus that's most talked about, that fewest people have seen. So we're pleased to give you a little tour, a little inside look at what's really behind those locked doors, and to give you a little bit of the history, but also maybe debunk a little bit of the rumor that goes around out there, so people have a better sense of what really is the history of the fourth floor of Pemberton Hall. This space used to be, once upon a time, was sort of the campus infirmary, where the school nurse lived. And worked and took care of the students that resided here, as well as the students on campus. It's also believed that it was also space where the housekeeper lived, the people that lived in the building that took care of the building. And in some stories I've even heard we called it some of the cooks lived here as well. So basically a place where some of the staff of the building lived while they served the residents of this building. Well, as you can see, the area is really used for storage these days. You know, old furniture from the building. And in fact, we've taken some of these pieces and renovated them and have them in the building as kind of showpieces of kind of an era gone by when the niceties of home decor often found its way into some of our residential environments. Well, this is the part of the fourth floor that's unfinished. To my immediate left, there's one more room. But as you look over my shoulder and you go down the hallway, you can really see how it then goes just sort of off into the attic. So the local occupancy rules, and really national occupancy rules, are all about having multiple exits from a location. You actually have to have two exits that are in finished areas. And as you look here, there is a door at the other end of this attic, but you have to go through an unfinished attic to get there, which would not have been considered safe. You can see on the floor, you know, there are conduit for wiring and various things that would be trip hazards. So really, that's the reason why the fourth floor is not occupied. You know, we know there's a lot of stories out there about people being murdered here and died in this building, but I am sad to tell you that that really never happened. We've researched the archives and looked in the local papers and everything, and we have found no record of anyone actually having passed away in this building.
There's parts of her story that we may never know, you know, the true story, but she died of something that's usually something that people get if they have syphilis. Mary Hawkins, sometimes people think it was Mary Hawkins that got killed. You know, it's like passing a story down from ear to ear to ear to ear. By the time it gets from the beginning of the story to the 50th person, you know, it's a totally different story.
So those are just stories. They make great fodder, great information for people to share, and they kind of live on in infamy. But unfortunately, for those who are looking for that story, that's not one that's really a part of this building's history.